Hey, what's up? Lucin here. So I like to do a quick note about resizing for example, flyer template that has already a predetermined size, but making it the proper size for Instagram. So let's just take a look and dive in. We have a flyer template right here that if we go into Photoshop, go to image size, and we change this to inches, it's 8.7 by 13 inches. So this flyer size is probably something of the dimensions of somewhere in Europe, because this seems a little bit odd to me. In the United States, a typical uh, paper size is 8.5 inches by 11 inches. So this may be just a certain type of piece of paper, but that's okay. So right here, what we're going to do is just take a look at the pixel dimensions, and it's 2626 by 3959. Now, the proper dimensions for Instagram of the time of this recording is 1350 by 1080. So that makes it so that when you scroll on a phone, most of your frame is going to be filled up with the picture. So that's what we're trying to do. We want to have a nice filled portrait view for Instagram. Now, how do we convert this? Now, so this is a high quality flyer. Its resolution is 300, meaning that we have very nice elements. They're big, they're high quality. We don't necessarily want to just decrease the quality of this. So the trick that I end up doing is trying to expand what we have in terms of this dimensions of the flyers, and making it so that it is the same ratio of the Instagram one. So what does that mean? So let's do a file new, and what I'm going to do is change this one. I'm going to make it to the proper dimensions, which is 1080 by 1350, and we'll keep the resolution at 300, and RGB is fine. So the width is going to be 1080, the height 1350, and make sure the pixels, and you see that the orientation is portrait. Let's click OK. So this is the proper ratio. So what do I mean by ratio? If we go to image size, right here, 1080 by 1350, perfect, right? Now, what I'm going to do is try and change this number and to the number that we have in the template, and then see how it changes the number to the height. Now you notice that there's a little link over here. That means that once we change one number, let's say we change this to 2000, it changes this one appropriately according to the same ratio that it should be. So I'm going to hit cancel. Let's go back over here. The image size was 2626 width, and then the height 3959. So this is the height. Now, a little bit of intuition needs to be taking place over here. So what I noticed for this particular flyer design, it is very tall, right? And that there's many elements to the edges on the top and the bottom. Now, if we were to take a look at the proper dimension, you notice that it's a little fatter, it's a little wider. So the ideal situation, again, for this particular flyer is to just make this flyer a little bit fatter, and just make the sides a little wider. So again, I'm going to go to image size and see that this width is 2626 and the height is 3959. And my mouse just froze. So while it unfreezes, the point that we're trying to make is that we want to make this particular flyer fatter. So we want to expand 2626. So what I'm going to do is actually copy the height, 3959. So let me copy that height. And then if I go back to the real one that's 1080 by 1350, and paste the height here, 3959, notice that it changes the width to 3167. So this is going to be the appropriate pixel dimension for the flyer. I hope you follow along there. That's a little tricky, it's a little bit funny, but check this out. I am actually going to copy 3167 now. I'm going to hit OK, just so that it resizes it. And notice it's the same exact size, it's just much bigger because we changed the image size. 3167, 3959, resolution 300. Okay, so now when I go back over here, instead of doing image size, we do not want to change the image size. Image size takes everything and expands it. What we want to do is change the canvas size. This is key right here. When you change the canvas size, what it does is just changes the artboard. It expands the artboard, and it expands it according to wherever and however you want it. So the anchor right now is in the center. We're going to change this from inches to pixels. And look, the height is 3959. I'm going to change the width to what we copied earlier, which is 3167. So because the anchor is in the middle, it's going to expand only the width to 3167 from the center. So it's going to expand evenly to the left and to the right. You click OK. Boom. This right here, this canvas is exactly what we can work on. And once we shrink it down for Instagram at that perfect ratio, it's going to fill up the whole entire screen, and we still preserve the quality of the original flyer just in case they want to print it. So this is the best practice to do, again, so we can print it later on if they want to print it, but we still have the capabilities of filling up the whole Instagram feed when people are scrolling. Now you see that there's extra background, emptiness. So then, you will go in here and then try and expand all the different layers accordingly, or add some extra elements if we need to, or figure out, what it is that we can do to make it that much of a better flyer. See, so like even we could make the adjustments and put these logos up on the corner over here, push this to the side a little bit more, maybe bring this up more, add some elements to the side, whatever the case may be. But again, if we save this as a JPEG, for example, let's just say sample. I always like to save at if it's a high quality one, we'll save it at 12 max. So let's see, JPEG sample. When we open this back up in Photoshop, the JPEG, right? Let's see if we go to image size and we change it to, we have these weird numbers, we're not really used to them. We change the height to 1350 and it changes the width to 1080. But we don't even need to do this because Instagram will just shrink it automatically and then we will be good to go. Actually, no, I'm gonna take that back. We can't do that. Instagram will do it automatically, but this particular file is actually heavy. If we take a look at it, it is 15 megabytes. That's not easily shareable. So it is a good idea to, change the size how we did here. Make sure that we change it to RGB, right? And then we already changed the size to 1080, 1350. Resolution 300 is okay. Then do a save as, sample _ IG, and then change the quality to about 9. And then look at that. Look at the difference. 15 megabytes, 352 kilobytes, less than half a megabyte. This one is easily shareable via text, via phone, via Slack, via email. It's very, very light. This one's going to give you some problems just because it's so heavy in terms of the data. That's it. I hope you guys learned something from here. It's a trick that I use all the time, especially when I'm using templates or predetermined dimensions from other Photoshop files. But I adjust it how I want it to or how I need to have it. All right, guys, until next time. Peace.